Hello, welcome back. For today's video, we're going to be trying out the new Twilight collection from Sheglam. This is pretty cool, actually. I'm a Twilight fan. I love Twilight. It is kind of like a bit of a guilty pleasure for me. I love anything with vampires. True Blood, when that finished, I was devastated because I love that show. I really do. One of the best TV shows ever, bar Stranger Things. So I picked up, I can't remember how much there was in this collection, but I picked up most of it, I think. I got the eyeshadow palette, I got the really cute looking setting spray. I also got one of the lip stains or lip tints. I got the glittery, highlightery stuff like the liquid, and also the blush as well. So we'll start off with eyes today. So this is what the outer packaging looks like. Very, very cute. And then the actual palette itself is like this. Very, very simple, very basic, but that's absolutely fine. I quite like the fact that it's transparent like this, actually. It's quite hard to open. Here we go. The colour story looks like this. Now, I have swatched this for a short, so the embossings on here have gone very slightly, but you can still see them just. This said vampire on it. Then we've got the wolf, the bird up here, and that was a tree. But I think this colour story is really pretty, actually. The red, I mean, I probably won't use the red, maybe at Christmas or something, but I get it, you know, like the blood. But yeah, I actually think this colour story is quite true to the film. Yeah, bearing in mind it's only got 8 pans in here, I think they've done really well with this, to be honest. So I am going to start off, I think. Do you know what? I'm going to start off with this one. It's a really nice, like, teal shade. And I'm going to apply that to my crease. Oh, that picks up really nicely on the brush. So yeah, I'm just going to kind of take this through. Wow, look at that. That's really pigmented through here. Yeah, a bit of fallout here. I thought there would be. I've done my foundation and that's it. But, well, and bronzer. I'm going to have to touch it up a little bit. That's my fault. I normally do my eyes before I do my base products. In which case it won't really matter too much, but yeah, the one time I actually do it beforehand. Yeah, what about you? Do you like Twilight? I call it a guilty pleasure because, let's be honest, it's quite cheesy, isn't it? But I don't mind that. You know, I'm in my 40s. I still like watching, like, you know, teen type films and series and stuff. I think it makes me feel a bit younger. Okay, so I think that's gone on really nice. I love the shade. I do want to soften it a bit though, just around the edges here. So I'm going to go into this really pale blue one. I'm just going on with this fluffy brush just here. And we're literally just going to take that, a bit much, around the edge. Yeah, do you know, the very first vampire movie that I watched, that was what got me into like vampire things in the first place, was The Lost Boys. Oh, it's such an amazing film. It's really old now, but it's one of those ones that's like never goes out of date because it's just such a classic. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. I think that's worked really well actually to kind of soften that up a bit and blend it out. I love those shades together. So on the outer part just here, I am going to go in with, I'm going to use this taupe shade just here, and then I think I might use a little bit of the black right on the outer corner. We'll see. I'm going to start off with that taupe shade first anyway. I have to say I do love shades like this. They're really nice, like those kind of like greyish tones. As always, I find with, you know, Sheglam eyeshadows in particular, the pigment on these is beautiful and they're really nice and smooth and they blend really quite effortlessly, to be honest. I love how they blend into each other as well. It's like I find even in some like of my really high-end palettes, I do sometimes find that they don't layer very well. Yeah, I mean, I know some colours don't anyway, but yeah, you know, just average shades like neutrals or whatever, sometimes they don't actually layer over each other that nicely at all, whereas these do. And as I say, they blend into each other really nicely. Oh, I love that. I love those colours together. I think that's really nice. I am going to try a little bit of that black just on a tiny brush. So I'm just going to take these two brushes, a pencil brush and then this really tiny blendy brush. So I'm going to start off with a pencil brush and I'm just going to dip a tiny bit into the black. So I'm going to dip into that much. And then I'm going to pop it right on the very outer corner and just here, just like that, and then take this clean hair and just very gently buff that right into the outer corner. This is something I actually used to do all the time, and I find it's a really good way of adding a little bit of darkness and a bit of black, especially if you're scared of black, because a lot of people are. And yeah, just to add that little tiny amount into the outer corner. It's not quite as intimidating as you might think. Yeah, just like that, you see. Just a little bit. But if you look at that eye now compared to that one, you can see this one, it's okay, but this one's got that little bit of depth just on the outer there. I just really like it. So then we need a shimmer on that inner part, and I don't know which one to use. They're all really nice. I'm quite tempted by this kind of purpley blue one though, because it's not too like crazy. Do you know what I mean? Like really foiled or anything. Focus. There we go. It's not too like, you know, foiled and metallic, is it? It's quite subtle. So I think I might actually go for that. I haven't used these sorts of colours in ages and I'm having so much fun. So let's start off with a brush and see how we get on. I do want it to be quite soft, so I might actually just use the brush anyway. So it's more like a wash of shimmer. Oh, that's so pretty. A wash of shimmer. Then, you know, really packed on. What do you think? Do you think it needs to be a bit heavier? I don't know. Let's do the other one. No, actually, now I've done them both, I actually quite like it. I think it looks really nice. Yeah. Beautiful palette. Really nice. I do say nice a lot, don't I? I noticed that on my last video when I was editing. I was like, you've got to stop saying nice so much. Okay, so I'm just going to run underneath quickly with that taupe again, just underneath my lower lash line. I'm just literally going to tickle this underneath just to connect it a little bit. Yep, I'm happy with that. Right then, so for the base, I am going to go on with this first. So this is the blush, which is a lot like, you know, the other, you know, the ones with the spongy, I've got quite a few of them actually, the spongy top ones, like this. As you can see, the packaging is like this. And this is, I think this was just in one shade, you know, but it is quite a pretty sort of burgundy colour. I don't know how this is going to look. I'm a bit scared of it, to be honest with you, because red blush petrifies me. I mean, it does look like a nice colour in itself, but as a blush on me, I just don't know. We will try it. I think I might just try the one dot to start off with and see, because from what I know about these, they are pretty pigmented. Just go with one and then blend that out. Oh, it's got stuck. No, we're good. God, talk about panic stations. I thought it had clung, but no, it's all right now. It's actually quite pretty, isn't it? Yeah, it blends out into almost like a, well, it is still red, but it's not like an in-your-face red, you know, like, I don't really know, really, like a Marilyn Monroe red. It is nice, though. I think because it's got that kind of deepness to it, it's one of those shades that I think would go with pretty much any skin tone, to be honest. You know, like a red lip suits everyone. I think this is one of those shades that would suit everyone as well. So I've gone a bit braver on that side. And I do actually quite like it. Who'd have thought? Yeah, I think I might actually put a bit more on the other side, you know. I did only put one dot on that cheek, but I did press harder. So a bit more product came out. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit more to this side to match it up. Yeah, what do you think? I think that's quite cute actually. I think it's nice. Yeah, really nice. I wouldn't wear that on a daily basis though, this colour. It would be more like, you know, if you're doing a glam or something, you're going out or whatever. Not that that ever happens these days, but yeah, no, I think it's really nice though. As a product in itself and the shade, I do really like it. So we'll try this highlighter next. This is the Vamp Skin Highlighter Drops. So what is this? I think it's a highlighter. Shake close product prior to use, then apply to shade evenly to desired area and blend until you get the desired look. Right, okay, so I don't know if you can use this as a primer underneath. I was wondering if it was like you know, you could do both with it. But I'm just going to use it as a highlighter, like normal highlighter drops. So it's clearly quite icy. Oh, it's quite hard to get out. One of those ones gets a bit stuck. So it's like that. So as I say, it's quite a kind of a white, icy sort of colour. If I just pop it on the back of my hand, like that. So it doesn't really look that glittery, to be honest. Just like that. But oh look, now you can see it. So can you see? It's more of a like a metallic-y sheen, which I do actually quite like. So let's try it. I don't know whether to... I think I'm going to use my finger. So I'm going to take a little bit on the back of my hand. And then we'll go on and take a little bit. Just with it's very kind of wet, liquidy. Oh, that was my belly. I'll go there. And then what I'll do is I'll take my sponge. And I hope this doesn't lift off anything underneath it. Oh wow, look at that. Has that dried? It has. It looks wet. It literally looks like glazed wet. But it's dried. Oh, that's really nice. Really nice. Oh, I love that. Let's try the other side. Not that it's going to be any different, but again, just go in here. I'm a bit boring. That's the only place I already put highlighter. Oh, wow. I love that. That is so nice. Really nice. I need to put a bit more on. I can see you getting carried away with this. Quite easily done. It's weird because in person, it doesn't actually look like, when I look in the mirror like that, you can't really see it. But then obviously with the lights, when it catches the light, it's got such a beautiful sheen to it. And it does literally look wet. I love that. That is really nice. If you're someone, and it's not that glittery either, a tiny bit, tiny specks. How close can I get so you can see? Can you see that? There's some tiny specks of glitter, but not much at all. As someone that doesn't like glittery highlighters, I do really like this. I think that's stunning, like really, really nice. Yeah, and as I say, kind of in person, it'd be one of those ones on a hot sunny day when the light shines down on it. People would be going like, wow, I love your highlighter. But, you know, on a sort of a dull day, it's not going to be as noticeable. So I'm going to do lips next. I have a lip stain. So I've got this one here, which is the Wolf Pack one. So these came in about, I think there was about 3 different shades. There was a Bella one, an Edward one, and then the Wolf one. I think there was. And then I think I might actually line my lips as well. I think I'll just go on with this one here. This is a Revolution one of the pout liners in the shade Cookie Warm Brown. It's like a ruddy tone brown, so I think it will go quite well. Yeah, that's nice. I'm just gonna blend that in a bit as well. Yeah, that's better. Right, okay, and then we'll take this. So it looks like this, and it's one of those, you know, the really liquidy type ones. I think they did one in, oh, I can't remember what one it was, but they did one very similar to this. No, it wasn't. It wasn't. It was Revolution, the It collection that they did for Halloween, like years back. But yeah, it's got like one of those little doe foots like that. I think this is like one of those really liquidy. Yeah, look at that. That goes really well. It's like a brown. I'm just gonna plonk it on. quite randomly, to be honest, but I'm concentrating more on the centre. And then I'm going to use my finger. It's one of those ones, it's so liquidy, you don't want to knock it over. And blend that into the liner. That's really nice, isn't it? It is a very kind of vampy shade. It's like, you know, your typical ruddy tone brown. I mean, it's I suppose wolves are brown, aren't they? Love a werewolf. But yeah, no, it's really nice. I keep looking at that bit where I've missed a bit of liner. It's better. Yeah, and I reckon, I mean, the liner will come off, but yeah, as you can see, it doesn't, the actual lip product in the middle doesn't like budge. It's really nice. Should we try with a bit of gloss over the top as well and see what that looks like? I don't know though, I do quite like it looking more matte. Just to see what it's like. Well, this is just, what is this, Wonder Skin? Yeah, Wonder Skin, just the clear one. I just want to see what it's like with the gloss. Yeah, see, it doesn't come off on the gloss stick, which is really nice. Yeah, so if you want a gloss over the top, that's what it'll look like, which is actually really pretty, but I did prefer it matte. I'll probably blot that off, to be honest. Yeah, it doesn't even come off on the tissue. Look, that's liner, that is. Right, so we also have, I nearly forgot about this, we also have the setting spray, which is one of those dual phase ones. But how cute is the packaging there? So we've got like this, like, it's like an oil and some other liquid, I don't know, which I think is quite cute. So we've got this dual phase, and then you shake it to activate it, like so, and then nice fine mist. I don't think it actually smells of anything. Yeah, it says water oil based blend, hydration and oil control, making it perfect for humans and immortals alike. No stickiness and a weightless feel. This barely there fail locks in your makeup with a fresh natural finish. Okay, so we will try it. Oh wow, it's one of those ones, it's such a fine mist, you can't really feel it going on, and then you're soaked like this. Yeah, that's not a natural finish, that's full on glow, like full on glow. The only one in quite some time actually that I've tried that is remotely like this is this one here, and this is super glowy because it's got SPF in it, and it really does remind me of that, like finish wise. Certainly not a natural finish, really isn't, but I wouldn't expect that with it being a dual phase one, like the oil and the water. I would expect a real glow from it, which, you know, is what it's giving. But then don't say it's a natural finish, because this isn't natural. This is like, you know, sort of 8 hours into your makeup and you're sweating it off. That's, you know, that's how it looks. I do need to powder, but I mean, it has dried down completely, don't get me wrong, and there's no like makeup coming off on my fingers or anything. So hold wise, it looks like it's doing the job, but my word, that's even for me, that's too glowy. There we go, a little bit of powder, that looks better. I've still got a shiny forehead though. So here is the finished look, and yeah, overall I do like it. The only thing I will say with regards to the setting spray is that, because I think it's because it's got an oil base to it, be very mindful that when I looked afterwards, when I was doing my close-ups, it had actually made my, not the matte, but the shimmer separate a little bit on my eyelids. So yeah, just be mindful to do this before you do your eyes. The eyeshadow palette, oh, I love it. I think it's really nice. I love having like a bit of fun every now and then with colours, and the colours in that palette I think are absolutely stunning, like really nice. The blush even, I wasn't sure if I was going to like it or not, but I do think it's nice. I have gone quite light-handed with it, I would say. You know, I could have gone a lot heavier. But I do think it's really nice, and I love the formula of those blushes anyway. The lip colour is beautiful as well, and I love the fact that it was going to last all day. And the highlighter, absolutely, I love that. I think it is absolutely stunning. I love the fact that when the light catches it, it's like really glowing and beaming, but in person it's not that obvious. The only thing I will say is the setting spray. I probably wouldn't purchase this again, simply because of the fact that of how glowy it is, and also, you know, how it made my eyeshadow separate. But yeah, so in general, this collection I would definitely recommend. I just wouldn't recommend this. So as always, I will put the links in the description box below for you, along with any discount codes as well. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and I'd really appreciate it. It means the absolute world to me. If you did enjoy watching this video and you would like to see more content from me in the future, and you would like to subscribe to my channel, until then, thanks for watching. Bye!